Bata mi adunko koka. Bata mi adunko koka tori mo kawe mi. Bata mi adunko koka tori mo kawe mi. Bata mi adunko koka. Bata mi adunko koka. Bata mi adunko koka tori mo kawe mi. Bata mi adunko koka. This was the song Professor Adeagbo sang for me, Yewande Okunoren-Oyekenu, when I walked down the corridor of the Department of Pharmacology at the University of Ibadan in 2010. Today, people that know me, of course, know that yes, I am indeed pharmacology, and I thank God for Professor Adeagbo's contribution to my academic life. When I first met Professor Adeagbo in 2010, like many of us, he came as a visiting lecturer to the University of Ibadan. And he taught us CNS pharmacology, pharmacology of anesthetic agents, and of course, inflammation and many other topics. When I was asked to pick a topic for my master's project, I immediately picked anesthetic pharmacology. I combined the Department of Pharmacology and the Department of Anesthesia at the University of Ibadan, and I was able to produce my master's project. That project is now a global project. When I came to the United Kingdom in 2013, January, Professor Adeagbo, of course, recommended me when my admission was conditional unless I provided 2 references. When I got to the University of Leicester, people were aware that a professor from America recommended me to study pharmacology and physiology. I joined the British Pharmacological Society, of course, by mentorship through Professor Adeagbo, as well as the American Physiological Society. Professor Adeagbo is a fellow in both of these societies. I have now joined about 7 societies relating to pharmacology, neuroscience, healthcare management, and a lot of other professions. Leaving University of Leicester to go and present my work in the United States, it was a University of Ibadan project presented by a University of Leicester student in California, of course by my humble self. I immediately made friends with the United States Army Medical Service Corps. And when people in America asked me, what were you doing? How did you get in? Because people don't just get into such, conferences, scientific conferences, international standard. And they said, somebody must have invited you. And I told my family members, yes, Professor Adeagbo invited me. Unfortunately, Professor Adeagbo did not come to the American Physiological Society meeting that year in 2014. However, in 2015, I had the opportunity of going to present my work on anesthetic pharmacology in Chicago. After my presentation, I was able to travel to Pennsylvania to visit Professor Adeagbo at the Commonwealth Medical College, Scranton, Pennsylvania. Professor Adeagbo took me around the Department of Pharmacology, and of course, that was when I could say, Eureka! I had been to the Department of Pharmacology, University of Ibadan, Department of Pharmacology and Physiology, at the University of Leicester, and now the Commonwealth Medical College Pharmacology and Physiology Department. With all these experiences, I am glad that I am able to represent United Kingdom, United States, and Nigeria. And joining me in representing these countries is Dr. Oritoke Aluko. In Switzerland, we have a presentation for Anesthetic Pharmacology 201. Dr. Oritoke Aluko is somebody that I respect so much. Yes, she studied pharmacology at University of Ibadan after my set. However, the first time I heard her name was from Professor Adeagbo's mouth. He said, "Yewande, there is somebody that is just like you." I said, "Wow, there's two of me already." And he says her name is Oritoke Aluko. I said, "Okay." And that was it. Until she contacted me via LinkedIn and said she wanted, to be on my team and, we could work together. I am happy that I did not even need to interview her for anything, because the first time I heard her name was from Professor Adeagbo's mouth. Dr. Oritoke Aluko is now a volunteer with the International Human Rights Commission and will be working with me to train future pharmacologists in whatever language they speak. I thank God for how far we have gone, and there are 15 languages currently available now in anesthetic pharmacology. When you are good, you're good. I was asked by the British Pharmacological Society what I was doing in International Human Rights Commission, and I said I am giving scientists an opportunity to protect healthcare workers. But they didn't understand until they saw the presentation in Scotland, and I was awarded the Education Prize, which I dedicate to Professor Adeagbo's retirement and birthday. This is the Education Prize from the British Pharmacological Society for the best presentation at Pharmacology 2019 in Scotland. My journey with the British Pharmacological Society continued when we were called by the British Pharmacological Society to support our colleagues in the NHS, and we started to work as COVID-19 responders. No matter what I have learned in pharmacology, I'll have the opportunity to learn about AstraZeneca and Pfizer, because Pfizer was based in America and AstraZeneca was based in the United Kingdom. Professor Adeagbo advised me, "Yewande, you have one leg in the UK, AstraZeneca, and one leg in the US, Pfizer." I want to thank Professor Adeagbo for his contribution, not only to my life, but to the life of many pharmacology researchers who have come to study pharmacology but have no knowledge of pharmacology. When Professor Adeagbo lectures you, he teaches you like he's teaching a baby. And I thank God for the opportunity. Courtesy of International Human Rights Commission, where I'm the National Volunteers Coordinator for United Kingdom, and Dr. Oritoke Aluko is my field consultant in Nigeria. I will be presenting 15 languages of anesthetic pharmacology, and you can get whichever language you want. However, with me, I have those for the North and South America region, as well as Europe. In English, pharmacologic explanation for the observed gender difference in recovery from anesthesia, anesthetic pharmacology 101, by my humble self, Yewande Okunoren-Oyekenu, UK English and US English. In French, explication pharmacologique de la différente journée observée dans la récupération de l'anesthésie, pharmacologie anesthésique 101. In Spanish, explicación farmacológica de la diferencia de género observada en la recuperación de la anestesia, farmacología anestésica 101. In Brazilian Portuguese, explicar qual farmacológica para la diferencia de género observada na recuperação de anestesia. Pharmacologia Anesthesia 101. And of course, the language where I am an expert. In Yoruba, ẹ̀kọ́ nípa oògùn akọ́nilórun apá kìíní, Yoruba language for healthcare workers, láti ọwọ́ ọmọ yín, Yewande Okunoren-Oyekenu. Thank you very much.